Hi and welcome to another Clevertouch home learning video with me, Gareth Middleton. I'm a primary school teacher and I'm on my own. It's my first video without Tallulah. She's gone to bed because this is a video just for Key Stage 2 children. So, take a look at the board. Attention grabbing, mix of tenses, chronological order. This is an English lesson. And this is to give you some challenges and some ideas of something that you can do to kind of develop your writing skills. But what type of text do you think is attention grabbing? Something like a poster maybe? A mix of tenses. Normally teachers tell you control your tenses. We only want one tense throughout a piece of writing. If it's a story, set it in the past tense. If it's a report on how something works, it could be in the present tense. But it's got to be in chronological order, so something's happening in time. Can you guess what type of text this could be? Well, let me show you. We're going to be looking at the features of newspaper reports. Okay, let me take you to this activity here. Now, here is a poster that I've made all about the features of a newspaper article. And although it looks like a news report, hopefully you can see that because of the columns and things, actually it's more of an explanation of what a news report is all about. So let me read it to you. Headline has impact and teases story. So it's big, it's bold, it's always first, it's the headline. Sort of grabbing your attention, trying to make you want to maybe buy the newspaper. That's why the most exciting story is always on the front cover of any newspaper. Subheading explains a little more. So often if the headline is a little bit too vague on what it's about, they have a subheading in there and the job of that is to tease you in a little bit more. It's not that they'll have lots of subheadings all the way through like you might have in a non-chronological report. It's just a little extra teaser. By writer, byline. Now, the byline is who has written the article, and it usually comes right at the beginning as well, after the headline and the subheading. Here we've got a picture, and it says underneath a caption explaining a picture, and that's exactly what it is. It's a picture about captions, and a caption is just a little tag that maybe gives you a bit of more information so you can understand who you're looking at in a picture or what it's all about. Now look at this first sentence here in bold. This is really important. This is for the person that's actually decided that the headline is for them, they are interested. The first sentence has to give so many facts all in one go. Today, an orientation explained the who, what, when and where of an event in just one sentence. That's what the orientation is. It's that first sentence that grabs even more attention, but it has to give you the who, the what, the when and the where. Not always the why, but those main key facts. And then we kind of go on through the story. Events were then described in chronological order. Makes sense, you want to understand the story. The stories happen in an order. Meanwhile, time connectives help to link the events. Time connectives like meanwhile. Characters such as a witness, 28, had their names and ages introduced. Newspapers always love to put in the age of witnesses and key characters so that you can kind of work out their status, their age. Are they a child in the story? Are they an adult who should know better, maybe? Things that I say can be written as a quote, he explained. He also stated that his words could be explained through reported speech. That's right, so if we have something that he actually said in speech marks or inverted commas, that's a quote. But if we just say what he said, right, then that's reported speech. What experts think always add authority to an article, an expert told reporters. Yeah, so lots of reporters like to talk to experts. Whether or not they're real experts, who knows? But getting someone in authority to kind of make your facts sound more believable is really important. Many people think that journalistic phrases add to the style. Phrases like, many people think, or our reporter learnt, things like that. Finally, a reorientation concluded the story by detailing what future action might be taken, or asked the reader to consider what might happen next. So So the reorientation is kind of like the summing up of the story, but also what's going to happen in the future. So if it's a crime story, it's where it might say, police are appealing for witnesses. Okay, next slide. So on this slide here, if I just give all these little jab, these are all those labels again, all those features that are in that poster, they're all here again, and we can try and find them in this news story here about, oh dear, it looks like I've made the newspapers. We better look at this carefully. Now, first of all, we're going to be looking for the headline. There it is, big, stands out, that's its job. Teacher's secret revealed. Oh no. Okay, well there's the headline. I'll move that over there. Let's see what this secret is. I'm pretty glad Tallulah's not here. Teacher's human after all, reveals Snoop. Now, what's that? Which label over there is that part? Can you remember? That's right, it's the subheading. So some kind of snoop has revealed a secret about me, or about teachers in general. By science correspondent Mustafa Leak. Now that's who's written the report. What's that? That's the byline. There we go. Now here's the first sentence. And it's in bold too. I know what that's called. Can you remember? This is the orientation. Let me read what it says though before we go on. Shocking evidence emerged yesterday that finally proves beyond doubt what many experts have claimed for so long. That teachers use toilets too. Wow, that is a shocker. Oh dear. Okay, now we're going into the story. In chronological order, I hope. Oh dear, what have I been up to? It has been a long-held belief that teachers are somehow different from other humans and do not need to visit the bathroom like the rest of us. However, photographic evidence has cast doubt on this theory. For yesterday, a trainee photographer took a snap that clearly showed her teacher about to enter a staff toilet. Josie Parker, 10, took the shot as she was aimlessly wandering the corridors in search of a news scoop. Little did she know how big a discovery she was to make. Scientists are now reviewing Josie's picture carefully. An excited Professor Ivana Flush, 32, said, "Maybe we've been wrong about teachers all along. Next, we could discover that they actually have mums or go shopping." Hold on a moment. Haven't we? That apparently someone has discovered that teachers actually go to the toilet. We're human, of course we are. And we do have mums, and we definitely go shopping when we're not in lockdown anyway. Right, let's read on. The teacher in question, Mr. Middleton, 64, refused. 64? Somebody needs to be checking their facts. Anyway, refused to comment. "I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of sorting out pencil pots again," he said. Yeah, that definitely sounds like something I'd say. Meanwhile, Josie answered questions in front of the world's news teams, explaining that she was totally gobsmacked. "I'd always thought the staff toilets were where the teachers spent the night before lessons the next day," gasped the young snapper. "Do I win an award?" she added. "Hold on a minute. We don't hang around the school all night. We have homes to go to too. Anyway, for now, the world will have to await the outcome of the scientific community's findings. What else have teachers been hiding from us?" Now, as you can see, this newspaper report is very silly, but you can turn anything, even the tiniest little story, into something that sounds and looks like a real newspaper report. Can you spot where the reorientation went in the story? That's right, it's the very final paragraph, isn't it? Okay, now also in here, somewhere, there are quotes and a caption. Where does the caption go? That's right, next to the picture. Picture doesn't have to be at the beginning, it can be anywhere. In fact, some newspaper reports have quite a few pictures. But we also have quotes. Now, what are you looking for if you want to spot a quote? Inverted commas or the speech marks. So here we go. I can see some inverted commas there, so I can just stick that there. There's a quote. "Maybe we've been wrong about teachers all along." Yes, you have. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Okay, now this is all about the language features that we get in a piece of text. So here at the bottom, it's talking about the type of speech that you can see. We've already talked about this a little bit. Here in orange, it says, explaining that she was totally gobsmacked. So this is Josie. Josie is explaining that she was totally gobsmacked. That is reported speech because it's not her actual words. She probably said something like, I was totally gobsmacked. Now this one is direct speech. How can you tell it's direct speech? Those inverted commas. Okay, now let's have a look at some of these other features because they've got to be labelled. Connectives, witnesses, experts. Can you remember the name of the expert in this story? There it is. Ivana Flush. An appropriate name for this story. What about connectives? They're the things helping us to link each part of the story as it goes along. So, is it this green label here pointing at the word Josie? No, it goes here to these two words for now. Meanwhile, two connectives. And that means the witness is, of course, Josie snooping around. Wait till I get my hands on Josie Parker. Right, now, as for yourselves, what can you do? What challenges can you come up with linking to newspapers? So here's some ideas of things that you could do at home. Read reports. Get newspaper reports and read them. If your mum and dad get a newspaper every day, have a look. Can you see the features? Can you see the orientation? Can you see the reorientation at the end? Are there quotes? Does it give the name of a witness and their age? Maybe you could get one and you could label it. You could have a newspaper report in the middle, and then you could make some labels and make a features poster, a bit like mine at the beginning. Don't forget though, reports aren't just in newspapers. They could be online as well. So much news coverage is online now. Why don't you research a news story? There's so much going on in the world at the minute, isn't there? Some of the stories are sad, some of them are uplifting. You know, a bit like Captain Tom, and he's walking back and forth in his garden until his 100th birthday. Oh, there's my dog. He's obviously found that scoop. Oh dear. Anyway, why don't you conduct an interview? Maybe someone in your family, maybe over the internet with someone that you're FaceTiming, or however you're keeping in touch with loved ones in your family. Get in touch, make an interview, ask them how they're doing, how they're coping with the lockdown or something. Then, if you're going to make a news report of your own, decide what the story is, and then plan what the headline is going to be. And that first sentence, that orientation, because that's really important. If you can't say in one sentence the who, the what, the when, and the where of your story, then you haven't got a handle on what your story is. So being able to come up with that is a really good starting point. Do the orientation first, and then think, what kind of clever headline can you come up with that will kind of link to that? One of the activities I'll show you in a bit has some ideas on kind of clever wordplay with headlines. Then have a go at writing a recount of the event, tell the story in order. And finally, when you've written it, design the layout. One really nice little tip is you get some line paper, cut it into thin strips, and you can set it out like real newspaper columns on your page as you're writing it. Okay, so have a go. Now, I also want to show you some activities that you can sign up for. Clevertouch.com, you can sign up for our classroom, and it's not like work that's set for you have to do, it's just some fun activities really. Let me show you them, and then you can decide for yourselves if you think there's something you'd like to have a go at. So I'm just going to flip to my laptop. Here we go. Activities just coming on. There we go, fantastic. So, I've got 4 activities here. The first one is a good bit of fun. Let's close that down, and we'll go full screen with this first one. So in this first one, this is the editor's challenge. So the editor has got to very quickly get some pictures for the 3 big stories of the day, and all the pictures have been jumbled up. So here it says, President plans hotel on moon. So President Trump is planning to build a hotel on the moon. 100th birthday walk raises millions for NHS. I think I mentioned that earlier. I think you can remember who's doing that, can't you? And this one, Bojo has OJ. Who's Bojo? Do you know? Whose nickname is Bojo? And what's OJ? PM confuses juice drink with virus. So there's a bit of wordplay. Bojo has OJ. So, here we've got the moon. Now obviously that will relate to the hotel on the moon story, won't it? Here we've got some nurses. So which story will that link to? Again, you find the story that best fits. That one there. So this is what real editors do. They need pictures. They have to get pictures together to fulfill their story so they can be really well explained and attractive. So that's a nice little activity that you can sign up for. Hopefully there you can see which other ones would go into the right places. Okay, this activity here is one that will help you prove that you are paying attention and that you can label all the features on this newspaper story. There I am again. So if you can spot the picture and caption, all you've got to do on the activity is drag the one to the correct label. It's green, I got it right. Here, look, we've got a subheading. So can you remember where the subheading will go? Sure you can. That'll come over here. So, but I've put it on the byline. It's red. So I can pick it up very easily, drop it into the right place. So it's a bit of fun, but it helps you get to grips with that vocabulary. So you're learning about it, you're recognising the features. Okay, plus you can have another read of that shocking news. Okay, we'll come out of this one, full screen. This activity here, this one is all about sequencing those features of a newspaper. So which one comes first? Can you remember? Headline. Headlines are first. So that would go to that part of this line over here if it behaves itself. Oh, doesn't want to hang around there, does it? So after the headline, then it should be the subheading. There we go. Just headline that's misbehaving itself today, isn't it? I wonder why that is. Behave yourself. Technology. So reorientation should be at the end, you see. So it's another activity where if you can piece together that correct order and put it in the right places, then it's another way of challenging yourself to see if you really understand that type of text and the order that everything should go in. For example, quotes from witnesses shouldn't happen until you've explained the events, maybe in the orientation as well. That should definitely come first, shouldn't it? So anyway, have some fun with that. And finally, the last activity is a fun word search of those keywords for newspapers. So either write your own newspaper or sign up and have a go at these activities and have loads of fun, hopefully. Stay safe and see you next time. Bye.